Hi, everybody. I'm Hayley.
I'm Kayli.
And today we're watching Together.
Together.
Starring
Dave Franco and Allison Brie.
who are married in real life, right?
That's
married?
right. They are.
Now kiss.
Congratulations.
Forever.
Oh. Right. So basically, this movie is about a couple getting as close as possible.
They get stuck through magic cults.
Ooh, who doesn't, Honestly. Isn't that what marriage low-key is? Just
A
a magic
magical
cult that makes you stuck together?
50% of the time.
Oh, God. Way to bring up divorce.
Sorry. It's inevitable.
Anyways, Hayley,
Getting delusional.
what did you think of this movie? No spoilers.
No spoilers yet. Overall, I thought this movie started a little weak for me, but I think it started to get stronger as it went on and ended on a more high note. A little all over the place. I think I got what it meant.
Relationships are tough.
Relationships are tough, but I thought that
Yeah. Her thoughts escape her.
they run as fast as they can. But yeah, overall I thought it was okay. I don't think I thought it was like extra extraordinary, but I think at the end it got kind of goofy and I was like, it was giving home, the home.
Oh, yeah.
But like I kind of was like, what's happening? And then at the end it just got a little like, okay, we're doing this. And then we did.
Yep.
What about you?
I really liked this one. I had
Oh
a
my God, I knew you were gonna say that.
fantastic
Seriously, the
time.
whole time?
No, I did. I was giggling, having a great time. Okay. Spoiler alert, we were late to the show.
We were late. My bad.
But I did watch a TikTok that told me what happened in the beginning. But yeah, so I really, really do like this movie. It's very much how I felt about watching Barbarian for the first time and experiencing that, just being on a roller coaster.
Not on a Barbarian level.
I know. I really had a great time with this
How about
one.
that one?
So let's get into it.
Spoilers ahead.
Ooh, that
That
was
was me
good.
diving, I guess.
So in the beginning, which we missed, but I found out, they were at a house party with their friends and family, and Allison Brie's character, Millie, proposed to Tim. And he said...
See, that would have been really important. He
To
said no?
Well, he didn't say no. He hesitated, and then he's like, yeah. In front of all of their friends and family.
That's wild.
I agree. But they have been together for 10 plus years. And
Don't piss me off.
boy, does this ring a little too true for me. Me and my fiance have been together for 11 years. And that's right, fiance.
Yeah, but in y'all's defense, y'all were together when y'all were like 18.
It's true. They're in their
They're like
30s.
35
It's
and
true.
they've been together since they're 25, 26.
Yep.
So this is not the same thing.
It's not. So that's how it starts off. And it also starts off with a manhunt. No. What's the search party?
Right.
Manhunts for criminals. Search parties for people who are lost.
Right.
And they're looking for the couple, the wilderness couple who went missing in the same house that they used to be in and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, damn, we missed a lot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
continue.
know.
Okay.
We did. So that was what happened in the beginning that we missed. And then when we opened up to where we got there, they were moving into their home together. And this is when we figure out their dynamics.
Right.
And that's how we figure out they've been together for a long time. But maybe Millie's feeling a little bit like, am I complacent or is this comfort? And I really like that conversation because I think we, especially nowadays, when the dating apps are there and you can swipe through and find a lover at your convenience, you're like, should I stay or should I go? Not
Is
to
the
say
grass
I've had these
greener?
thoughts.
Oh, is the grass greener?
Exactly. So I think it was like interesting conversations that we had. And I read about the director that this was kind of basically his relationship.
Okay. Is he married?
I don't know. I know they're having a kid, but like he just referred to her as his partner. So I don't know if they're married or not.
Okay.
But they've been together for over a decade at this point.
Oh,
So like close to 16 years.
the whole time she's like, I don't know about marriage.
She said,
this
I'll have
movie
your
didn't do it for
children.
me.
But,
Yeah.
After seeing this movie, I'm
I
good.
don't know. That was wild.
And then like he based himself, like Tim is like kind of like him and like the worst version of himself.
So he is the one who's hesitant.
Yeah.
And still, it makes movies about it even.
And yet they're still together.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And then that's when, so we follow Tim and Millie. They go on a hike. They fall in a hole. They drink puddle water because why wouldn't you? And that's when things start getting weird. And that's when things get into the body horror of it all, which
I hate body horror.
And I feel like with this movie, though, versus The Substance, not bloody at all. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It was out of all the body horrors, it was
This
a
was not what I was
lighter
expecting.
version
Yes.
of it. Although if
Exactly.
you're still squeamish, you probably wouldn't be a fan of it. But
Yeah.
right, I've seen some body horror. And I'm
Like the
oh,
substance is
yeah.
on a whole other level.
Right.
But with this, and I also found out too, they use a lot of practical effects.
Very good.
I know. I was like, this is so cool. So, but yeah. So they drink puddle water. They start feeling a little freaky for each other. Let's talk about the school scene.
Where they get freaky in the bathroom and get stuck in action.
The whole time, Hayley and I were like, the police are getting called.
No, that's crazy. Getting caught on the premises of
School
a school
property,
having relations is actually wild.
actually illegal. Arrest
Also,
them.
there are names and lists for that kind of activity.
Exactly.
So, not very smart, but I guess they didn't think they were going to be
Stuck
stuck. They
Yeah.
literally get stuck.
in the worst possible way.
Right.
And then watching that unfold too.
And trying to pull apart. Crazy work.
God, that was a lot. That was a lot.
But I think it was good in terms of it was showing that, there's still that fire there. They still want each other, but it still just wasn't working. Like it ended up getting her in trouble at work.
Yep.
And so she was still frustrated. Like, why are you doing this now? He felt very hot and cold, very much I want you, but I'm distant. So I did kind of like that dynamic because at first I'm like, they're not freaked out enough for me. But I think I got over that when I realized that that was not what this movie was going to do. Like, they're not going to really like go to the doctor and see what's wrong, even though
Right.
obviously this is
That's
not
what you
normal.
would do. Right.
But once I understood what level we're playing with on this movie on like terms of realism, I'm like, okay,
Right. It was very
this is
absurd.
Right. This is giving more metaphor for stuff. So,
Yep.
but yeah, that was the wild. And then her teacher, her
Coworker?
coworker boss, he seemed kind of
Yeah.
higher up
Yeah.
teacher, if you will. And then not him walking in and catching them. And the
still
student
being
going like, right here.
he's a,
Huh?
I don't see anything.
Circuit out.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they were going with him, but they decided to make him kind of the secret evil guy. Evil, if you will. Because
Yeah.
you know what? At the end, it seemed like, is he evil or is he really bringing about a great solution for couples?
Honestly,
He's
he's
right.
living proof. So we get to a lot of the combination scenes. Like, there's really not a lot to this movie, which is why I feel like
Right.
we're kind of just breezing through, because it really is just them getting intermeshed, literally.
But then I feel like it was Tim being more concerned. And then, sorry, what was her name? Millie was just like, no, like nothing really is going on. You're just being crazy. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, like this is getting intense. No, want. So, because it also made it seem like Tim is dealing with some trauma from his past
Yes.
because he had his father passed away. His mother kind of lost her mind from that and then proceeded to stay in the home with a dead body for
Yep.
however a couple days until he found them. So obviously there was a trauma of seeing that relationship with his parents or that kind of how that went down. And then now he's dealing with some stuff in his own relationship. And now he's the one that's kind of spiraling faster than Millie.
Yep.
And so it was a whole thing. But I was like, I get it. I get the whole they're almost there, but they can't get there. Sorry, move this. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like they have this draw to each other and they have the heat of the moment passions where they're kissing and, being very intimate, and then all of a sudden there's a fight and they just can't, it's not working.
Yeah. Which is, I feel like, very common for long-term relationships. Like, there's probably like that drive to want to be together because you're familiar with that person, and there's moments where there's like really good times.
Right.
But then it's like, do y'all even really like each other? Because when we have the dinner party with the teacher, coworker, friend, guy, it's awkward. They're like kind of like bickering. They're like, oh,
Right.
you feel like you're a hostage? Like, then leave.
Right.
Anyways, thanks for the meal. Like, it was very awkward.
Very
But I feel like, when you're with somebody for so long, you do kind of bicker. You kind of like don't get along sometimes. And sometimes it comes out as being a little bit more spiteful than maybe what you intend.
Right.
And especially like whenever they move into a whole new situation and maybe one person isn't thriving as much as they wanted to, then it's like you're hitting a sore subject every time. I do like how it shows like the uglier parts of relationships where maybe like, even though this is your person, maybe you don't treat them like they are your person, and then you're forced to.
Right.
But yeah, so there is a lot of stories of death throughout this movie. Whenever they first get into the house, there's like all these tangled up rats, and one of them's still alive, but the rest of them are dead. And then one of the jump scares in the very beginning is whenever they're in bed and Alison Brie's character's like, can you tell him to stop looking at us? I can't sleep. And he looks, and it's his parents across from him.
Right.
And then afterwards we find out that his dad was dead at that point. So I have a theory, but we'll get to that later. Yep. There's like some mystery solving stuff happening at the same time with Tim, like figuring out where that couple went missing and how they went missing, very similar to where they fell into the hole.
Yes. There's a church that sunk, and there was a cult at the church, but it had dismantled, and it had something to do with was it Plato, Aristotle?
One of those philosophers.
One of the philosophers, the one where they believe you walk around trying to find your other half. And so we get that information. So we're like, okay, there might be something nefarious afoot.
Or really sweet.
Right. Perspective.
Exactly.
Maybe they do have the answer.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
need to combine with your lover.
Literally.
And
spiritually.
And then be in one mind.
I don't know how that works inside of it.
I don't know.
But I mean, that's how relationships are. Relationships are.
Because
you don't really know how they work in the inside of it. You only see it from the outside.
Right.
Ooh.
The depth.
It's so true. So deep. So let's get to the ending then. So basically they're getting fused together, and she's like, we got to go to the hospital, but my keys are at my neighbor's house, which is also the teacher coworker friend. So she goes over there. And at that same time, Tim goes to the cave to see if he can find answers.
Right.
And they both do. Tim finds the missing couple. One half of them is dead, but they're still attached. And the other lady's
awful.
Like, please help me. And he's like, monster.
Right. And proceeds to not help her.
She's like, please just kill me.
He said, no.
You're scary.
Bye. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And then at that point, that's when Millie finds out that her teacher coworker friend is actually a product of the two halves becoming a whole. And he's like, no, join us, Millie. It's great. Don't fight it.
Because if you fight it, you're going to end up like the couple that went missing, where you're disfigured and stuff. But if you actually allow yourselves to embrace each other, then you form into one human being and live the rest of your days out as a combined version of yourselves.
And so he cuts her very deeply in the arm, because that's how they were able to combine. And
was it jumpstart? I feel like it was kind of like,
I think that's what it's
going
supposed
faster,
to.
right?
Yeah, it has a bigger opening, if you will.
Right. I don't like that.
Sorry. And then Tim comes out from the hole. Openings and holes. Wow.
Yep.
And they meet, and she's actively dying. He's like, I'm gonna kill myself, and she's like, no, I'm already dying. He's like, no, Millie. And then we get to the end where he is attaching himself to Millie, and then they actually attach all the way through.
They decide to embrace it and just let it happen.
Yep. And then at the end, they become a whole other person.
And when Millie's parents roll up for their Sunday dinner, who opens the door? To Millie.
To Millie, indeed.
Milton.
Ooh, Milton. Yes, a whole other
Milton.
person. Oh, Milton. So a whole other being opens up the door, and that's how the movie ends. But my theory is this. I don't think the final transformation actually happened.
Okay.
Because we get so many scenes of somebody who's still alive attached to something that's dead. And my theory is that Millie actually did die instead of actually getting, fused into one.
Okay.
So we get the very first jump scare, like I mentioned, with the bed scene where he looks under the covers and it's his mom. And if we look, the parallels are Millie is his dad. He is his mom. Who's dead in that scenario?
His dad.
Exactly.
Which is Millie.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we see the rats. There's a whole bunch of rats. All of them are dead except for one. And then we get to the other couple. One of them's dead and the other one's attached to them, still alive. And so my theory is that she actually died because at the very end, it felt dreamy almost. And then like they were dancing and, doing their Spice Girl thing, and you see titties. So I think that she actually really did die, and that he is also kind of going through a break like his mom did, and just being around death. And then we have that whole story about how he was cooking a rat in his light fixture, which also was a true story. That was like the director's actual trauma.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So that's my theory, is that she's actually dead and that didn't actually happen. It's one of those.
So do you think the whole merging together happened at all? Or you think when do you think she was dead?
As soon as I outside before he brought her inside. Whenever he walked her inside to the house, that's when like everything got really
Towards the
bright
end.
and dreamy
Okay.
almost.
I
And
see.
she,
So
like,
not like the
woke
whole
up.
time.
No.
Okay.
But at the very end, when she passes out from all that blood loss, I think she died in that moment where he's like, Millie, please. That's my Dave Franco. Millie, there's got to be another way. So I think she's dead because we got so many images of somebody attached to something dead. And it's like, but at this one, they didn't die. And she was actively dying.
Right.
So I think it was too late for them to merge, unfortunately. And he's just crazy.
So who opened the door at the end?
Him.
Right.
Him in a wig. He cut off her hair and then he put
Her
it on
hair,
her
head,
head. He skinned her face and he put it
Crazy.
on.
Right. That'd be a whole part 2.
Yeah. So I like
Okay.
the idea of them actually merging as a couple, but I do actually really like the idea more of them
Like he's kind of following the same path as mom.
as his mom. Exactly.
Okay. I would like to bring up the copyright issues.
Drama.
Drama.
I don't know this.
You don't know?
I don't.
They have accused because did Dave Franco and what's his wife's name
Allison
again?
Brie.
Yes. Did they produce this or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they have been accused of taking the same almost plot line from, you haven't heard, girl. A movie called Better Half came out in June of 2023.
Okay.
And it is summarized as follows. It follows Arturo, who is searching for true love, and Daphne, a polygamist allergic to commitment. They meet for a one-night stand, but they end up finding their missing halves when their bodies fuse during sex. So this is the main one that's being accused of the copyright issues.
Wait, there's more?
Well, so my coworker, he first told me about the controversy.
Okay.
But when he initially sent me what movie that was copied, it's a different one.
Oh.
And so, but when I did my research on my own, I don't know where he found that other movie, but the main one in question
Is
and
Better
all
Half.
the blogs is the Better Half. But the one my coworker originally sent me, it's called A Folded Ocean, which is a short film released in January of 2023. And I watched it. And it is,
The same?
there are very identical scenes. There's a scene with their eyes, and like their eyes are literally doing the fusing thing.
Oh, no.
I have to show you, or I'll have to put a couple pictures, and let me go ahead and I think I'll just show you right now. So as I showed you, there are some similarities with the scene of the eyes merging, kind of them like connecting into this other being at some point, and them still kind of having a lust for each other, even though they're connecting. It's this weird connection where they can't stop. They are so close.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that because people have been talking about A Folded Ocean a little bit, but I haven't seen A Better Half.
Me
So I
neither.
actually can't speak to like which one I think they pulled
Copied?
from the most.
Yeah.
But it does seem like this is definitely, at least on some level, not an original idea because it seems
Yeah.
very similar, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but why are Allison Brie and Dave Franco the ones catching heat, not the writer-director?
I don't know. I think it's because they're the ones everybody knows. They produced it, so they had some kind of hand in it. I also read somewhere, I think they like fought for the story, something like that. I don't know. But they're catching the heat for it. So
Damn.
who really did it? Who didn't? Did they really just come up with this? And oops, there are 2 other movies similar.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like 2 movies, or the short film and The Better Half, came out around in the same year. So
Yeah.
obviously maybe this isn't
An original.
as much of an original thought as we're thinking.
Yeah.
But at least some of the shots in A Folded Ocean look very
Similar to
similar.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a video on TikTok going around where somebody's like putting the scenes side by side. So I'll see if I can find
And
it.
showing the similarities.
But anyway, so there is that little background, little controversy about the movie. But
Because the director who was talking about it, he's like, yeah, I've had this idea for a little bit. And he was like talking to some friends, like, yeah, I have like an idea. Because this is his first feature length debut. And he was like, yeah, there's like an idea I have where like a couple actually like fuses together. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. And he's like, oh, really? I should do it? He's like, yeah. Also, he's Australian.
Okay.
And another Australian director duo we know, Danny and somebody, you know, the people from Bring Her Back and
Yes.
Talk to Me. And the people, and the guy who worked on like their practical effects also worked on the practical effects for this movie.
oh, okay.
I know, small world.
Oh, and side note, sorry, the A Folded Ocean, the short story, was created by the guy who created Everywhere, Everything All at Once.
I think they're New Zealand, from New Zealand.
They're New Zealand.
They
They
are
are
the
the country of
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I want to say, but I could be so wrong. But yeah, that's what he said that he got, like he was kicking around the idea for a while. I mean, is it a super unique idea? Probably not. But the fact that other movies that come out that look similar is very interesting. So it makes me kind of sad. But I haven't heard this controversy before, and I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it.
Okay.
So I can appreciate the art. But no, I probably will end up watching Better Half and A Folded Ocean just to see.
Yeah, I need to see a Better Half now.
Yeah. Aww.
I mean, hey, that doesn't take away from. At least there were some parts that seemed more unique. I mean, it wasn't the same exact storyline. Like one's about a one night stand.
Yeah, it's not the exact
is
same.
A shorter story. So I mean,
and they don't completely fuse. It seems like they fall apart
at the end. Yeah, I'm sure it's all very meaningful.
Apart. Anyways. Wow. Well, that kind of ruins things for me. Thanks, Hayley.
You're welcome.
So,
let's go ahead and rate. I think I'll give this one. I always hate. I feel like I give too many threes, but fuck it, I can do what I want. I think this one's about average, about 3. I'll give it a 3, maybe a little less, but I thought it was okay. I liked it. I think it picked up at the end, but
yeah,
I think in this one, I just feel like there was a lot of pieces that went together, but there was a little glue missing. Like I just needed a little bit more oomph. I don't know how to explain it. Like I got it. You know, they were kind of going through the things and they decided to just pick each other. But I think the jump from them just kind of picking each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess we could have explored their dynamic a little bit more before things started happening.
Right. But I guess, you know, maybe the trauma of combining itself is that explanation. So I don't want to necessarily say that, but overall, I think it was good. I like the ending. I like how the movie wasn't taking itself so seriously. It wasn't so literal. Because that's why people get mad at me because I'm very particular, like about things being realistic. But I will say, if a movie is setting something up to not be realistic in its own world, I'm okay with that. I just hate when movies are like presenting it as one way and then kind of fall flat with the reality they've given you. But I think they did a good job about like giving you a reality. And I believe what's going on in it. Like, they were doing the body horror, but they weren't really that concerned because it wasn't really about that.
For me, I enjoyed it. I was giggling the entire time. And this one, it wasn't a packed showing for us either, but everybody in the theater that was there was giggling whenever he was in the window. He said, I'm sorry. Right. We were giggling. I just had a really, really good time with it, and I was having so much fun. I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Solid 3.5. No hesitation. That's how I felt with Barbarian. It was like in the middle of the movie, I was like, I'm having so much fun. And then afterwards, I was like, I had a good time. And I was expecting that for Weapons too. It didn't happen. I feel like this year has been a little bit like of a dud. A little bit. Okay. Like with Sinners, like I was like expecting a lot because so many people were talking about it. And then I was like, oh, it was okay. And the same with Weapons. I was like, oh, I guess this isn't the year for movies for me. But yeah, I had a good time. And if you like having good times, man, I got the place for you. It's called Instagram at Hayley and Kayli and a TikTok at Hayley and Kayli. Hayley, what else?
We have a YouTube channel at, you guessed it, Hayley and Kayli, if you want to watch our beautiful faces. You can also listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever else you listen to your favorite audio podcast books. I don't know. And then we have an email at presspodcast@gmail.com where you can email us all your questions, comments, concerns.
And a second channel.
That's right. We do a little beauty channel on the side if you're interested in that. That's it.
Let us know what you thought about Together down below. Were you shocked at the lack of blood in this movie? Because the one time when they were actually getting to, we didn't even see it.
They cut pretty quick, so
which I kind of enjoyed because I'm a little squeamish.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I liked. But anyways, did you love? Did you hate? Let us freaking know, guys. And we'll be your better halves tomorrow. I don't know.
Right.
I was trying to think of a clever way of.
Bye.
Mwah. Let's merge. So that's Tristan, my other half.
Time to merge.
Don't look, Hayley. It's going to get really freaky because we're merging.
No, I don't That was
Who wants to see my titties?